All right, so I'm going to talk some numbers right now. I'm going to talk interest rates, payments, rent, mortgage, right? So I think it's important for us to all understand how interest rates impact affordability. Everyone right now knows prices are high, and it's hard to go out there as a home buyer and say, God, I'm really excited about buying a house right now because they cost so much, right? Nobody wants to really say that. We're all taught, buy low, sell high. But guess what? Interest rate is a big factor in that. So for example, at 3% interest, which right now we're a little over 3, certain lenders, if you're an 830 FICO score, you can get the 2.75 or whatever. But anyway, so for a $500,000 loan, that's a $2,100 payment. Now that doesn't include insurance and taxes, okay? But that's principal and interest. So $2,100 for a $500,000 property. Well, there's not a lot of $500,000 properties, but I'll tell you this: you can probably get $2,100 rent or more out of that property, whether it's a condo or a house. So as a rough idea, if you use 3%, you want to say every $100,000 is a $425 a month payment. So if it's $1 million, it's $4,250. Just kind of a rough thing to use. So here's another thing. At $500,000, your first payment. So what's that mean? So back in the day when interest rates were 8%, 10%, 12%, people would own a house for months or years before they even began to pay down interest, principal, because all that was going just toward their interest payment. By the time they got to the point where they were paying down their interest, they were way down the road. Today, at $500,000, your first payment, $858, goes straight to principal reduction. That's phenomenal. You're making money on your first payment. You're building equity. And then the $1,250 left over, it's a write-off. So, that's a pretty good opportunity right there. So interest rates are really important. Prices are going up. Prices are going up. Interest rates, I don't know, they're pretty steady, probably going to be steady for a while. But the bottom line is, the longer you wait, one of two things is probably going to happen at this point in the cycle. Either prices are going to keep going up, or interest rates are probably going to go up. The crazy thing is, prices could go down and it could still cost you more to buy a home. It could be less affordable at a lower price than it is right now at the higher price if interest rates go up. So as I said in my appraisal, appraisers are getting pushback from lenders right now. Lenders sell their loan packages to investors. And if they start seeing defaults, then those investors aren't going to buy those packages from those lenders. Those lenders aren't going to be able to do more loans, and it's going to clog things up. So the investors want their lenders to give them nice packages that are all going to get paid off and they're going to make good money on. And the lenders are going to look for appraisers that make sure that's what happens, as opposed to sending them bogus or dangerous, more likely to get default on loans. So that's why right now, if you're going to be the highest home sold in the area for the last 6 months, you might expect a little pushback. So let's go a little further. So a $439,000 condo, if it's 100% financed, that's $1,850 out a month. That'll rent, there's an example of a specific condo that's $439. If you finance it, it's going to be $1,850, and it's going to rent out for $2,200. The first payment, again, $753 of that goes to your principal. So your cost really is only about $1,100. And again, you can write a part of that off. So if you're going to buy an investment, as a condo as an investment, you're going to start getting some cash flow pretty soon. In the past, I've always said to investors, you can't look at cap rate. You can't look at what you're going to get on a monthly basis, because real estate here is just too darn expensive, and it's hard to get cash flow right out the gate. There's too many people that understand that you're going to have this opportunity to build equity over time. And that's where we really make money here in California. We don't make it on the month to month. We make it because 5 years from now, the thing's worth 100 grand more or even more. So that's a really important part. So I think that's good enough. Well, I'm going to go one more. So we're going to compare a year ago, a $560,000 home with a 3.875 interest rate had a $2106 monthly payment. So a year ago, price was $560. Now that price is $600, but the interest rate's 2.75 actually when I did this about a week ago. And that payment's $1,959. So in that example, the same home, right, went up $40,000 and the payment went down $150. So even though you paid more, you saved money. Price went up 40, monthly payment went down. And so the bottom line is affordability. Everyone thinks no one can afford a house. More people can afford more house now than ever. Thanks.